Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. This quote is by the Duke Ellington. A believer is an optimist who thinks of tomorrow. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We ended our industrials up 24, Nasdaq up 6, S&P's up 2.5. Gold contract down to $6.70, traded at $1,177 an ounce. Silver off 35 at $15.78 an ounce. Platinum up 4 at $1,067 an ounce. Copper up 4.5 pennies at $2.61 a pound. Light sweet crude up 72 cents at $61.11 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year down 13 ticks, 125.13, 30-year off full point at 148.21, both on an expanded volume. Bond market's going to get a little tricky here, though. We're coming into the, well, first off, the 10 and the 30-year are in confirmed ABC structures on the way down. What does that mean? That means that they broke a B point, did it with volume, turned into a complex ABC. What does that mean? That means you come back above the swing point. And now, as we did that, folks, you got an expansion of volume. It wasn't as big as the way down, but you got an expansion of volume. We did it twice last week. We're pulling back down again, and because of that, how we hit this lower swing point is going to be really important to basically bisect and dissect that bond market. The TLT is saying, hey, it's going, man. We're trading 115. That's an ABC down to 110. King dollar. King dollar was up 1,100 ticks today, 1060 right now at 95.57. King dollar did have an expansion of volume, not as much as what it's going into, though. We'll talk about that in a few. Euro down 165 at 111.76. The yen is up 54 at 123.91. And the saga continues in Greece. Bottom line is that I suspect what you're going to see is that good old Greece is going to get kicked down the can one more time. When you cut to the chase in Greece, folks, okay, June 30th is the cutoff date. And we're dealing, of course, with tomorrow with the 24th of June. So you're going to expect higher volatility moves, higher currency moves, and faster currency moves. That's what you have happening, and I suspect that's going to affect our markets also. We go over and we take a look at the SPY. What do we have with the SPY? What you had with the SPY out here today is this. Can't bust them down, can't bust them up. The SPY closed at 212.05. Volume absolutely anemic up at these highs. You have no buyers, you in fact have no sellers. We did 64 million shares. We're at 212.05. It couldn't close over that February 25th benchmark. The cash S&P, however, is over that benchmark. This is the second day that's over the benchmark. The benchmark we're talking about in the cash, and this is important, is the 2119 figure. That is the high that was generated, the first high that was generated out here on February 25th. You know, the longer you stay over that high, hey, we'll see whether it can get any juice. What the cash had done is that from the 18th of May over to the 22nd of May, it stayed over the 2119. Then it came down with a vengeance. You know, we went straight down from the 2134 to the 2072 number with volume. We've crawled the way back up here. We'll see whether it can, in fact, take off to the top side. My take is it's not going to happen. But guess what? We'll find out. The Qs. What do the Qs do? Same type of setup, folks. The Qs were up 9 cents. No traction inside the Qs. We did 17 million shares. You're going into 30 million. Inside the NDX 100, the strength versus the weakness out here, this is what you had. The strength inside the NDX 100 was all about Facebook. Facebook has turned into the new Apple. Facebook was up $3.14. Tesla was the second leader, up $7.88. Citrix was up $1.64, and Amazon was up $9.70. Taken away from it on the way down, you had Western Digital was down $2.98. Seagate Technologies was off 157, and NVIDIA was down 55. Inside the Dow Industrials, what do we have inside the Dow? Strength versus the weakness. The strength was United Health, up 249. JP Morgan Chase, up 79. Goldman, up 189. And Disney was up 88. Taken away from it. On the way down, DuPont was the leader on the way down, 149. Boeing was down 127. Procter & Gamble, 66. And Microsoft was down 32. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold comes lower today. You have contracted volume as we got into these lows. What we need now, GCQ, is that we need some buyers. What gold is doing and silver is doing, folks, they both are going into their March 18th sign of strength. Gold almost hit the top of it today. It's 1175.10. That was the high in this contract. That's where we had some real juice on going topside. You're coming down with 100,000 contracts versus the 191,000. Bottom line is that I do want to see that rejection of 1175.10. We go into the silver contract. We take a look at silver. Silver out here today. There she is. Silver closed out at a price point of 1582, and that number that was going into the it was actually coming into the last swing low that was out here that was established on the 11th. That was 1581. Bottom line, that silver is also coming into the sign of strength that was generated off the bottom of March 18th. That's where we went from 1560 to 1615. We'll see whether that number can hold. I expect it is going to hold. Why? Because if we go over to the SLV, and this sets up also with the GLD, the SLV, oh, it's going to be close, man. It's a close call. So the SLV came back down with 9.6 million shares, and you're going into 10.4. Interesting. That's 800,000. It's not bad, but that's still a lot. That's saying that this low will get tested out here today. Bonds. What do we have with the bond market? TLT. We take a look at the TLT. What you have with the bond market is this. She gets the lower lows today. You have an ABC structure on the way down with a price target of 110. You had broken it with volume. Now watch this, though. If we go over and we take a look at the 10-year. So the 10-year, folks, okay, in the 10-year, I like trading the 10-year. It's a good little vehicle. What the 10-year did is this. You're down on 1.1 million contracts. You know, you're coming into the swing low out there that had 1.4 million. You're at 125.13. We're right at that level. If that rejects that tomorrow, that's going to, that's what that's going to do. Not going to negate the ABC, but it's going to start building some cause for higher price. You stay right there, folks. We're coming back with our man, Mr. Bob Archer, the CEO of Great Panther Silver. We're going to be right back.